Well, hello everybody out there in Atlanta, it's Chris from MajorLegacy.com with another exciting episode of Topher's Vlog, a very special episode of Topher's Vlog. We are actually out at the parks on the day where Stranger Things has been announced to return for Halloween Horror Nights 32. We do have a lot of stuff today. I'm actually here on an announcement day so we can actually look at the preview merch. There's also some more lighting rig porn we can look at today. I will give all my thoughts on the return of Stranger Things in a little bit. But for now, let's not waste any more time. Let's have some fun. Before we look at the preview merch, a quick look at the crowds down Production Central. It is a fairly busy day out here. Despicable Me has a 55-minute wait. Mommy said it was a 60-minute wait, so it is kind of a busy day, but there you go. Also, Despicable Me Villain Con is soft opening for team members. Team members were able to preview the ride. As of right now, still not open for soft for the public, but there are some people lingering around, hoping maybe, but right now it's just team members. But they are testing. Quick look at the Stranger Things preview merch here. These hats are incredible. I might have to pick up a new Stranger Things hat. I'll explain more about my hats a little bit later. But this, the Vecna shirt here is like, you could touch it. I'm not going to touch it, but it's got like, you know, feeling to it. But I do really love these designs. And there's Vecna himself. Looks like they do still have larges left, but they might be kind of running low on some larges. Smalls. All that stuff. There's still plenty of generic shirts, or excuse me, hats available. And some magnets. We haven't done a wellness check on our Fast and Furious tents in a while. All is well. So over in San Francisco, we have quite a few rigs that have popped up since this past week. We got this one here. And there's this one over here. This is the entrance coming in from New York. Then we have 3 rigs on this side. Kind of almost soldier-esque, kind of, evenly spaced over here. So 3, this is the closest, of course, to the water, which is right there. We have one small rig that has appeared right here in front of the exit to Fast and Furious. And my guess is there'll be 1 or 2 more put over here, but one over there. Then we have one rig coming from the London waterfront into San Francisco. Looks like they'll add more to this and maybe mimic what's going on the other side. Add another one, but so San Francisco getting in on the lighting rig porn action. So let's talk a little bit about what was actually announced today. Well, we'll start with the tickets. All the multi-night tickets went on sale today. Russia Fair Passes, Frequent Fair Passes, Ultimate Frequent Fair Passes, all that stuff is actually on sale right now. There is a caveat this year to the multi-night passes. You basically have to choose which day you're going to first go to the event. So if you buy one of the frequent fair passes or whatever, you have to physically choose which day you're going to start going. So it's not like a blanket thing anymore, which I think is their sort of way of maybe controlling crowds this year, where, because if you have the multi-night passes and things like that, they're kind of counted, I think, in, or I'm sure they're counted in the attendance for whatever day the event's going on. So if they know or if they have an idea of when people are actually going to physically first start using those passes, it might give them a little bit more of an accurate number to say call the event for capacity, maybe even sell more tickets at the gate, stuff like that. So I think it's their way of sort of controlling the crowds, not necessarily trying to keep crowds away, but maybe more so controlling the crowds. They have more of a way to gauge what the crowds are going to be on certain days of the event. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. Some people are making much more light of it. as well as the prices. I still think the prices are an incredible deal for what they offer, whether you get Express or not. And even if you do get Express, I still think that the prices that are offered are still a good deal. So the Ultimate Pass, for example, if you get it without Express, it's like $379, I think. And then with Express, it's like it shoots up to like nine and change. But you still got to think. I mean, one other caveat before I continue that sentence: the event has been extended already, so they will end on November 4th this year. Halloween is not the final night of the event; it is November 4th. So if you're getting one of these multi-night passes with Express, the Plus Pass I think is $679. I think if you get the one with Express. When you think about it, you're talking about 47 days now, I think, for Halloween Horror Nights. So with the Ultimate Pass, if it's $1,000 or $979 plus tax, that's still a pretty good deal because you're getting Express every day. Where Express for Halloween Horror Nights can be anywhere between $89 or $100, well over $100 for Express, depending on how busy the night is. So I still think it's a pretty good deal. Is it expensive? Yes, it is, but I still think it's good for what they're offering. Another little note on the passes was that if you do buy a Horror Nights ticket this year, I didn't see this when single night tickets went on sale. I could have just missed it, but another little nugget is that if you buy the pass, it does include 6 months of Peacock for free. So they're kind of giving people incentives because they think they know. The passes went up. They did go up. But I still think that the multi-night passes are a good deal in terms of what you get, the amount of time that you get for it. Even with the Express, you're still, like I said, with the Ultimate, it's every single day of the event plus Express, and it's only like $900 and plus tax. I still think that's a pretty good deal. I'm going to try to this year do the Plus Pass again, but then also include Express with it again. I got kind of spoiled last year with the Express Pass, and I think I'm going to try to continue that trend this year. So when it comes to Stranger Things returning to Halloween Horror Nights, I've said this in the past with the other two houses. I like Stranger Things. It's one of my favorite shows. But in terms of it coming to Halloween Horror Nights, the first two times, I was not truly excited because I like the show, but I think that especially those first 3 seasons, there's a lot less for Halloween Horror Nights to sort of play with in terms of really making a house out of. I think the first house worked better than the second house for obvious reasons, but one of the problems that Stranger Things has, especially those first 3 seasons, is that there's a lot of repetitiveness with it. There's not a whole lot of other horror elements to the show other than the Demigorgons. Stranger Things, kind of like The Walking Dead, was or is a show that's more kind of driven by the drama of the show as opposed to the horror elements. The horror elements and the sci-fi elements are just more of an aside to the show itself. So in terms of it coming to the event, those are my concerns at the time. That being said, Season 4 of Stranger Things is some of my most favorite moments of television I have ever watched. I thought Season 4 it really sort of showed what the show could do. The pandemic delay allowed them to sort of work on it a lot more, and it showed, especially that second half of the season when after they took the break, those last like 3 episodes were some of the most incredible hours of television I've ever watched. It's some of the most satisfying conclusions to a television season I've ever watched, especially like that last hour of the final episode. And I think Season 4 allows a lot more of the horror of Stranger Things to be used in a Halloween Horror Nights house. Of course, Vecna, his lair, the Upside Down, all that stuff. I am super excited to see this brought to life. I loved Season 4 so much that I just cannot wait to see what they do here. And I think the elements, like I said, really add to making a really good Halloween Horror Nights house when it comes to Stranger Things. So I am extremely excited to see kind of what they do in terms of that. Like I said, even though I wasn't the biggest of fans of the first 3 seasons of the show. Season 4, I loved season 4. Season 4 was just such a tightly done show. Just, you know, and when it ended, it was completely satisfying, and it left you wanting to see how this show is going to end, because of course next season is going to be the end of Stranger Things. It's also probably going to be now delayed a long time because of the writer's strike, and now maybe the actor strike it's going to go on. So who knows when we'll actually see Stranger Things season 5, which is kind of a bummer, because one of the questions I had going into season 4 was about the kids themselves, because they did have the delay because of the pandemic, so the kids got older. So now if we have an even longer delay on season 5, I'm curious to see how that sort of plays out there with that. But regardless, I am super excited to see what they do with Stranger Things season 4. And, you know, just like I said, having these 2 properties at the event, season 4 Stranger Things and Last of Us, doesn't matter what they announce, you know, coming in the next couple of months, month and a half. It doesn't matter. These 2 properties are going to sell the shit out of this event, you know, just because of how immensely popular they are at the moment. Stranger Things is kind of at its zenith as it goes into its final season, and Last of Us, you know, has the hype from the video game, which the house is the video game, but it also has the hype from the actual new HBO show itself as well. So there's a lot of, you know, it's going to be busy. It's going to be nightmarishly busy this year. I am not looking forward to it, but it's going to be nightmarishly busy here, just because of those 2 things. Like I said, they can announce whatever they want. I think in a couple of videos back, I alluded to, you know, all the IPs being very good this year, but those 2 alone, you know, are enough to just sell everything. Those 2 are, you know, the top of the line when it comes to what they have for this year. There's no other. You know, I still think that you know, all the IPs they have for this year are good, but those 2 IPs alone are enough. They just don't have to announce anything else, and the event will be fine. So it's going to be popular. The preview merch, we saw a little bit of that earlier. Somebody called it on one of my videos from a while ago about me wearing my Stranger Things hats as sort of a hint. That's exactly what I was doing. So every time I came out here to do an update in the park, I tried to wear, I wore my red and white Stranger Things hat, as well as my dusty Camp Nowhere hat. You know, I tried to do it as much as possible, but of course, you know, hats get dirty, and, you know, out here in the hot Florida sun, I can't wear them all the time, but I did try to wear my hats as much as possible to sort of give you guys a little bit of a hint this year about this coming back. You know, I've been sitting on Stranger Things for quite a long time. It's been an interesting road for this year in terms of behind the scenes stuff, but you know, I tried to give you guys a little bit of a bone this year in terms of Stranger Things. Somebody called it, you know, and I didn't want to really address it, but somebody called it a couple of videos back. So good for you, whoever that was. I got to go back and look at the comments, but somebody did call. You know, they said it in kind of a joking manner, but that's kind of what I was doing. Those are my thoughts on Stranger Things coming to Halloween Horror Nights. Let's update the hype list real quick. So coming in at number 3 right now is going to be The Last of Us. I'm excited for it to come to the event, but I'm not as excited as my number 2, which is Chucky. I just like the property of Chucky a lot more than The Last of Us. And right now coming in at number 1 is going to be Stranger Things based on season 4, because I just love what they did with that 4th season. It's sort of rejuvenated my love for that show, and you know, I just cannot wait to see how they pull it off. So I think that is going to do it for us out here today. Give you my thoughts on Stranger Things. We saw a little bit more of the lighting rig porn that's happening over there in San Francisco. Plus we saw the preview merch for Stranger Things season 4 coming to Halloween Horror Nights 32. So that's going to do it for me out here today, guys. It is brutally hot out here, so I'm going to go home, take a shower, and edit this video. As usual, everybody, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Just an idea of how popular this is already. Look at all these people just glomming for the Stranger Things merch. Look at this. Tell me that it's not going to be a popular thing?